Welcome to the Jean Hales Kitchen. My name is Sandra Villella and I'm the naturopath at Jean Hales. Today's recipe, a banana linseed muffin, has been designed to provide 2 dessert spoons of linseeds per muffin. Some of you may have heard me talk about linseeds before. They're a seed that are really rich in phytoestrogens called lignans. They are also an excellent source of dietary fibre and they provide us with essential fatty acids, fats that we can't make in our diet. There was some research in the late 90s that showed having 2 dessert spoons of linseeds per day improved vaginal dryness. It showed that the vaginal cells which were dehydrated became all plump from having these. I recommend 2 dessert spoons of linseeds for women, and they can put them on their cereal, put them in smoothies, but for people who aren't having cereal, this is a great way to incorporate that into their diet. So let's start. It requires the use of a cup of dates. I've used medjool dates, but the type of dates you use will change the consistency. If you use dried dates, it will be not quite as moist. If you use the medjool date, then they will make it a moister muffin. So you just have a cup of chopped dates and put a quarter of a cup of boiling water over the top. Not because they need the moisture, but this is actually going to be the sweetness for the dish. We'll just let the dates soak in the water while we prepare the rest of the muffins. We need 12 dessert spoons of linseeds for this dish because the linseed muffins make 6, and so that's the 2 dessert spoons per serve. So I'm going to grind them into a spice grinder. You probably need to do this in 2 batches unless you've got a larger grinder. And that will give you the 12 dessert spoons of the ground linseeds. Now you can use 1 or 2 bananas. The first time I did this recipe I used 1 banana and it gave it a denser consistency to the muffin. The second time I used 2 bananas and it was much more moist. So it's up to you the consistency that you like to use. You can use bananas that have been put in the freezer. If you keep the banana wrapped up in its skin and put it in the freezer in some foil and pull it out when you need to. It's a great way to use up the ripe bananas. So just fork mash the bananas. After the bananas have been mashed, you add in half a teaspoon of ground nutmeg. The nutmeg with the banana goes beautifully. So stir that around so it's well combined. Then you add in the date mixture and about 60 grams of butter that has been cooled down, melted and cooled down. Mix that around. Then you add in the linseeds and the baking powder. So the linseeds, as I said, will be the flour. 3 teaspoons of baking powder. It has a beautiful rich caramel colour from the linseeds and the dates and the nutmeg. So just lightly beat 2 eggs. And combine that egg through. Fold it through. And then we need to spoon the mixture into the muffin tins. So I just get squares of baking paper and I cut like this so that it allows the mixture to come in quite easily. And you put it into your muffin tins and then spoon the muffin mixture into it. To start off with, because you do want to have the dose of 2 dessert spoons per muffin. So to start off with, you use about 2 dessert spoons of the mixture into each muffin tin. Then they need to be baked in an oven that's been preheated to 180 degrees for 20 to 25 minutes. So I'm going to scoop out the middle to make a little bit of a crater. We'll put that back in and fill it with some yogurt. And a few walnuts as well. And there you have a delicious, high fibre, low carbohydrate, rich in essential fatty acids and high in phytoestrogen, delicious muffin. Enjoy.